It's Sunday morning, and every decent man and woman is listening to Test Miles with Nick Miles on FM News 101 KXL. Buckle in.
Sunday morning, time to talk cars for the next 60 minutes on your weekly automotive radio experience. I'm Nick Miles. You're listening to America's Automotive Radio Show, keeping you connected on FM News 101 KXL. Test Miles, locally created, nationally celebrated, coming up on this morning's broadcast. The North American International Auto Show opened to the public on Friday. We'll look at what's new on the show floor. The Portland Auto Show opens January 28th at the Oregon Convention Center. We'll talk about some of the new cars, trucks and SUVs you'll see at that show. And this year, our project vehicle is Project Tyrant. We'll fill you in on what you'll see at the auto show, along with entertaining facts, witty comment, fun facts, studio filled full of gearheads. What more could you want on a Sunday morning? Joining us in studio, Bengt Halverson. He is the deputy editor of the Internet Brands Automotive Group, car sites that include the Car Connection, Motor Authority, and Green Car Reports. You were in Detroit, Bengt. You spent some time on the floor. Your professional assessment of those vehicles that you saw is required. What did you see? What did you like? What did you hate?
Good morning, Nick. I would say that, Detroit, among all the auto shows, Detroit is the one that really takes the pulse of the American auto industry. And so year by year, the feel of the show and the kinds of cars that they bring out to the show, it varies dramatically, and it's intentional. They bring out the cars that sort of represent what the industry is feeling at this time. That said, I found this year a little curious, as there weren't a whole lot of big production model debuts. Also, a few years ago, we saw so many green concepts, electric car concepts, plug-in hybrid concepts that were probably vaporware, but the auto industry wanted to suggest that they were hard at work on models that would raise fuel economy. Last year, and I believe the year before too, we saw lots of big production debuts. You know, the F-150 was 2 years ago, I think.
Fusion 2 years ago, GT last year. I will tell you, I reflect some of what you said. If I was going to give you a sound effect of this year's Detroit show, it would be mwah, mwah.
Yeah.
4 or 5 cars that were really exciting. Obvious absences from the floor from JLR and Mini. Yeah. It was a strange show, to say the least.
Did they do the big production numbers like they usually did, or did it scale down?
I don't remember, because I don't go to a lot of the actual. I'm usually doing live TV. I covered it for CNN Headline News and a few other guys, and I'm never usually seeing some of those launches. But did you go to some of the press conferences? Was it a big hoopla?
The press conferences, for the most part, the press conferences have changed dramatically in the past few years. There used to be a lot more hoopla. There used to be dancers. There used to be, light shows, and Audi even hired Bryan Adams, a few years ago, and
yeah, that was the big thing, wasn't it? Always hiring some big face that you recognized, something
right,
to get you attention at your booth.
But we've seen that level of glitz just
razzmatazz,
just kind of fade as we've seen this odd business of press releases and embargoes going out before the actual auto show debut. Right. Nissan and their press conference the second day of Detroit was a little odd this year, and then they put out their release and photos of their vehicles and interviews and everything else the previous day.
So the day before their press conference. All right, what was notable?
I would say, the home team favorite was definitely the Buick Avista.
Yeah, home run for them.
The sort of beautiful concept coupe. I'm a real skeptic, though, especially when it comes to GM, because this is a beautiful concept, and they don't have a solid record for adapting concept cars and making beautiful concepts look good in production.
My favorite part about this whole my favorite part of this whole Buick Avista launch was the two young designers who are fresh 4 years out of college that put this car together, broke all the rules of GM design. and they said, we broke the rules to come up with this stunning, beautiful car. And what's going on in the back of my head is, so when you are inside the boundary of the rules, your cars don't look so good. That's kind of what kept coming to my mind. But a beautiful car. No doubt that this was probably the show stealer.
Yeah, and to auto enthusiasts, I mean, I think that by and large, the favorite at the show was the Lexus Coupe. It sort of came out of nowhere. No one expected that production vehicle to look anywhere close to as good as the concept car had
from LA, right?
Nearly 4 years ago. I think it was the concept car was from way back in 2012, and Akio Toyota had taken it as his own personal project and probably hawking over the engineers every step of the way. And he brought that car to production with this big, naturally aspirated 5-liter V8. It's a relatively low production car, but it's going to cost about $100,000.
It'll come in a convertible and an LFA version.
Yeah, it's kind of like the LFA. They only made 500 of them, and
they cost $500,000.
Yeah, $500,000 is a little.
And there's something about people who buy LFAs. You see Lamborghinis and you see Ferraris at car shows, at Cars and Coffee. People drive them out places and show them. And people who bought LFA never take those cars out. And so, it's somewhat at Acura, someone at Lexus even said this to me. Hopefully the LC will be the kind of car that Lexus buyers show and the kind of car that will actually give us a better reputation in public.
I think starting with the NX, the company got some fire in their design team because the NX looks great. The RX looks much better. The RCF really... There's a lot changed at Lexus. It's no longer this soulless, middle-of-the-road Japanese brand. Now there's exciting, dynamic cars and concepts. There's exciting and dynamic driving statistics in the car. There's a lot going on at the Lexus stands at these auto shows.
That's right, and I'm following up with the IS right now, and it's a good example of they pick up a little bit where the 3 Series has left off in recent years.
So my big question is the Continental, the Lincoln.
Yes.
Was that a production? That was a production vehicle?
That's
right?
what we saw in Detroit. Was the concept had been at New York.
Right.
This was pretty similar. There was a few changes to meet some legal requirements.
Suicide doors. I'm sure they don't like
coach
that term.
doors. I think you mean coach doors. The car was pretty similar, and I think all they changed were what they had to for legal requirements: size of mirrors, size of wheel arches, those type of things.
And about $56,000 entry.
I'm not sure the price.
That's kind of what I read off the Lincoln site.
I'm not sure it's been announced. The price.
In the town car business, we have been devouring this car as a suitable replacement for the town car.
Finally
something.
You'll be able to get rid of your 1984 fleet
because it looked good. Still Bentley like.
But will a stretched Fusion platform be enough for the executive car business? That's what I'm wondering.
As long as it looks good. That's the biggest thing, and it's got a nameplate that looks good.
We're running out of time before the end of the segment, but I want to mention 3 other cars. The PHEV from Chrysler, the M2, and the Telluride. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was really, courageous, attention-getting for Chrysler to bring out its new generation of minivans, the Pacifica, well, with a new name, first of all, but also with plug-in hybrid powertrain. 80
miles a gallon MPVE. Wow.
I appreciate how that plug-in hybrid has a 30-mile plug-in range. Yep. So it's not dancing around the idea of plug-ins like a lot of other automakers. And I appreciate the badging because it's just badged hybrid. So It doesn't play up that electric car plug-in. It's basically designed to actually pleasantly surprise whoever buys that vehicle.
New stow and go seating, new 10-inch screens in the back. M2 always a favorite everywhere that vehicle goes. Couldn't get within 100 yards of it when they unveiled it.
That's right. And the 2 Series comes closest to what BMW really earned its reputation for in the US, years ago with the 2002 and then with the 3 Series. I'm really looking forward to that car. It should get back in touch with all the sort of direct, really fun to drive performance that BMW needs to get back to.
And finally, will Kia build the Telluride full-size SUV plug-in hybrid? Looks very interesting. Not sure it's a reality.
That was one of my, that would take my vote as that concept was a surprise. It's a really good looking vehicle. I kept circling back for more looks at that vehicle. It looks a little bit like a Range Rover. I see hints of Bentley Bentayga in a good way in that front end, or maybe old Chrysler vehicles from the late 70s. It has a lot of good styling elements going on.
Peter Schreier just doing some amazing things at Kia. If you want to read more stuff from Banked, you can go to Green Car Reports and read all of his green car stuff there. But across the board and at that Alaska Airlines magazine, Banked always writes great articles there. Thank you for coming in this morning. Thanks for your synopsis of Detroit, and we'll read more of your stuff. Coming up, we're going to talk about Mini. There's a brand new Mini, 2 of them on the floor of the Portland International Auto Show, which is just 10 days away. We're going to get an inside look to see how they're going to shape up for the market. That's coming up next on Test Miles. I'm Nick Miles.
Thanks, Nick.
Test Miles, like NASCAR, but with one right turn. TestMiles.com.
Staying connected with the automotive world, you're listening to Portland's #1 car show. This is Test Miles. Thank you for being part of our 3rd year.
Here's a fun fact. The most famous movie featuring the Mini Cooper is The Italian Job.
And one of my favorite movies really helped relaunch that car in the United States. We're just 10 days away from the opening of our big auto show, the Portland International Auto Show. We're heading and heating up for a list of cool cars arriving at the show, and it is growing. We're now including the Chrysler Pacifica PHEV minivan, the Ford Raptor, Mercedes-Benz Maybach, and new Mini Clubman and new Mini Convertible. We wanted to find out more about these 2 cars that will be at the show. And so, to fill in the gaps, is Peter Heisey from the Mini of Portland group. Peter, thanks for coming on the show and making time on this Sunday morning. Let's start off with the Clubman. This is a whole different size of car for Mini.
That's true. Thank you for having me. Mini's push to a smart premium brand led to the design and development of this new version of the original 08 Clubman. It's larger, more tech. It just feels nicer. Everything's been ratcheted up. There's a lot of a BMW feel type to the car, but it has the Mini personality.
Is it going to lose some of that English personality, you think, with the BMW working so hard to make it such a high-crafted vehicle?
That's a good question. I really don't think so. I think it still has the Mini character, both interior and exterior. It's just got a little bit more panache, a little bit more luxury, but it still has it's still visually a Mini.
I love the fact that now it competes with cars like the RAV4. So much bigger, so much more room on the inside, yet still those wheels are at the 4 corners and it drives like a go-kart.
That's exactly right. That's the DNA, having the go-kart feel.
Let's talk about some of the interior upgrades on it. You no longer have to go to a furniture store to buy a Chesterfield couch. You can now get the same feeling out of your Mini Clubman.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful finish. There's different colors. There's a really, really nice blue. There's a burgundy, and then the black looks very elegant. It's very, very nice on the interior.
There is also this option of having the British Union Jack flag embroidered right into or put into the seats. We're not sure it's embroidered. Is it embroidered?
It's an embroidered patch that's on the outside of the kind of the bolster on the left-hand side. It's just got some really, really nice touches. Whoever is in charge of that on the other side of the pond has put a lot of effort in the design and the feel of that. So when you get in, you can sense the richness inside the car.
Still a lot of things that we know and love about Mini, that your infotainment system inside the car is carryover. I love that. It's easy to use. I've seen the giant version at auto shows where you can actually move it on a big screen. Easy to use, simple to see, intuitive, and that carries over into this car.
Absolutely. The Visual Boost is a 6.5-inch screen that's standard on all the new Minis. It's very intuitive to use, like you said, and people are looking for that kind of technology, and Mini's delivering it.
I'm not sure if this is politically correct, but the best part of that car for me is the back end. and especially those two split doors, opening them. What's the official name of the doors, by the way?
Well, we used to call them barn doors, but that is no longer the terminology we're going to use. It's a kind of a panel door, split door, and you can open it with the key fob. In the earlier version, you could do the right side, but now you can do both sides. And there's also a technology where there's a sensor down below the rear bumper, and you just kind of wave your foot and you can open the door. So if you're carrying something in your hand, it's much easier to load the back of the car.
Looks good, easy to use, easy to operate. And if you get the two engines, a 3-cylinder engine or a
Correct.
4-cylinder engine, 3-cylinder shared with the i8, 4-cylinder engine, Mini Famous Engine 2. If you want a little more power, you get the bigger engine, right? Still a lot of fun to drive. But what is also fun to drive is Mini taking its top off now. Right in
That's
time
right.
for the summer, we're getting a convertible version.
We're getting the new platform, the new BMW power plants on the new convertible. It'll be larger, more trunk space, more standard items, auto climate control, armrest. There's a really neat feature called Rain Warner. So there's technology tied into the visual boost in your iPhone, and it'll let you know if the rain is coming. So if you've got the top down and it's getting cloudy, it'll give you a very, very accurate reading of when the rain is going to hit the car so you can pull over and put the top up.
Perhaps you could give that technology to Matt Safino over at Channel 8, who does our weather in the week. Matt will love that piece of technology.
There you go.
So convertible, this is what the Mini owners want?
Many owners have been very, very drawn to the convertible. The original one has been a little bit long in the tooth, so this new generation with the more capability for storage in the back, I think, is a real improvement. And they've got some exciting new colors, and that's going to be Caribbean blue, and then there's a melting silver, which are really, really pretty colors.
Tell me where Mini of Portland is located.
So we are on Canyon Boulevard, and we're between Lexus and Infiniti. You can't miss us. We're a big black dealership, and we've got predominantly the little jelly beans out front of all of our Minis that are out there.
I know that you have 400 in stock as well, so
Yeah.
you go there, you're not going to be disappointed. New Clubman's there, right?
Correct. Correct.
Come
drive it.
The convertible soon?
Yeah, I don't have the official timing. I know that we can order them beginning in March. We'll see them at the Portland show, as you mentioned, so come down and take a look at it. But I have not driven it yet. I'm excited to.
Thanks, Peter. Thank you, Test Miles crew. When we come back, let's find out about what's going on at the Portland Auto Show with our Project Tyrant. That and more when Test Miles continues. I'm Nick Miles.
Favorite us, tweet us, friend us, love us, all at testmiles.com.
Keeping you connected to the automotive world. You're listening to Test Miles and FM News 101 KXL. This is America's Car Radio Show. We'd like to thank you for being part of the Car Nation. For more fun facts about cars, just follow us on Twitter at Test Miles.
Here's a fun fact. The inventor of cruise control was blind.
All right. Well, it seemed to work out well. I think it works out well. Your family, you're familiar with the Baja 1000 vehicles. We at Test Miles made our idea of a Baja 1000 truck. We took a 1999 project vehicle. It was a Suburban, and we had 4 rules. It had to be economical to drive. That means no 1 mile a gallon. It had to be able to go at freeway speeds. Got that, check. It had to be able to drive off-road and in some mild Baja 1000 conditions, check. And you had to be able to live in it for a week. We'll find out when we stick Sean in the middle of the desert. Did we achieve this? Certified Automotive Repair did some engine work. Mobile West Autocraft did the interior and the stereo. MXP are doing the wrap. Hard Notch Customs, the front and the back. Lund Industry providing materials. Wheelcraft put on the wheels. The Baller exhaust is on. The SICK rims are on. The AVS shades are on. The lift is on. And Peter has the vehicle sitting at Mobile West. Right. How does it look, my friend?
Oh, it's looking great. We're almost completed with our tasks.
You've got 10 days.
Yeah, piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
What have you done? What have you done to the Project Tyrant?
What haven't we done? We've redone it in the way we like to do everything. We've taken the car you already own and the car that you already love. We've updated its look, its feel, its technology, how it operates, and how you adapt with the vehicle.
All right. So
we have first things first. So we've converted it to proximity keys with the full push start and button start, just like most high-end new vehicles.
Nice.
The keys stay in my pocket. I walk up to it. It unlocks for me. Hop in the driver's seat, press the button on the dash, drive away.
Wow. Okay. So that's
Right.
that's a bit of an update from 1999
Yeah,
Suburban.
just a little bit. You know, we got rid of the cassette player that was in the vehicle.
Cassette-
Oh, wow.
What's
Oh
a
my
cassette
God.
player? A cassette
Yeah,
player.
I know. Like I said, we're updating the technology. So it's got a brand new top-line
Wait,
kit.
so how is Brad going to listen to his music if there's no cassette player?
Well, I don't care. Brad doesn't listen to music. He listens to talk radio.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
So you got rid of the
Exactly.
cassette player.
Got rid of the cassette player. It has a brand new Kenwood touchscreen, Apple CarPlay deck with CD, DVD, and Bluetooth, and all the interfacing to all modern smartphones.
Nice.
We modified the dashboard so that the new, larger, modern-sized radios fit.
Nice.
Refabricated the dashboard, painted, texturized it, made it integrate cosmetically with all the rest of the things we're doing.
How does it sound?
Oh, it sounds lovely.
So what do we
There's
put in?
no other point to that.
What do we put in? What's the audio system?
Well, we did something that's pretty mild for us, but will make anybody that hops in that world, hop in it and just go, wow, that's great. We put a nice Kenwood 5-channel top-of-the-line system amplifier
Nice.
in there. Small digital amplifier. It doesn't take up any space. Goes underneath one of the front seats. No idea it exists.
Right.
Right? It's not a big surfboard like when you're a teenager. That
Right.
you've got to, no, so tucked in out of the way. Put top-line Kenwood Exelon speakers all the way around. Little subwoofer underneath the back row
Nice.
seats so that I don't give up any space. I don't,
Nice.
just make the vehicle completely usable. Make it still, we didn't do anything in the audio that changes the way the vehicle looks, underneath the stock.
It just
provision.
sounds amazing,
It
right?
just sounds amazing. Just make it effortless, make you hop in the car and go, wow, that was a great idea.
All right.
Yeah.
I like
Yes, please.
everything I've heard so far.
Absolutely. Backup camera with it
Ooh, okay.
because it's modern. You need these things.
And it's the size of a small country, so you need a backup camera when you
I
back
need
something.
surround cameras like the Nissan 360s.
Oh, piece of cake. If you want that, we'll do that.
Well, I just
No,
if
because
they're-
we've been doing them aftermarket for many, many years
before they started.
Right? Here's the thing. What we do at Mobile West, what we do daily are things that car manufacturers will start to put in cars 4 or 5 years from now.
Right.
Right? We
I
push
love
the
that.
tech
Be
of
ahead of the tech.
technology.
So
Be ahead of the tech. Make your car
it
your
has
favorite place.
2016 tech in a 1999 vehicle. So 17-year-old vehicle gets the tech that all the new vehicles are getting that are coming out of factories today.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, we have a 1999 vehicle that's going to be at the Partner Auto Show that has the same tech that the highest end cars are putting in that are going to be on the showroom floor, and we think that's normal. We do that daily.
Right. I love that part. This vehicle, by the way, we should just update you. We want you to come and see it. The only way you can see it firsthand is come to the Mobile West booth in the Portland Auto Show, because it will be sitting there.
Absolutely.
And Peter will show you the stuff he's talking about on today's show, and he will walk you through it and explain how this can be done to multiple different cars in your garage as well.
Absolutely. That's an important part. It's going to be at our booth, and we'll have multiple vehicles there. We'll have Project Tyrant, absolutely fantastic. We'll also have two more of our one of the cars that's on our showroom floor every day, a little smart car that show you, a different level of audio, different cosmetic integrations, just a different feel and touch and feel that, if you don't like the colors in one car, not a big deal.
Here's some other options.
We'll show other ways of doing things. And then I'll also bring one of my audio exotic vehicles so you can get a sense of what good or actually fantastic really means.
Will you be supplying the audio for the whole of the auto show from your booth?
I could if we wanted to. We might raise some heads, but good music is not about loud. It's about clear. It's being able to hear all the depth and detail I can, if I'm driving down the road and even listening to this conversation on the radio in vehicles that we do, it will sound like you, the driver, are in the booth with you, me, and Sean, listening in person. Stand
by, Paul, and when we come back on Test Miles, Peter's going to tell us what he did with the interior of the vehicle, which is another one of his expertises. He'll tell us how he spruced it up and how it looks, and you'll be able to see it right on the floor of the Portland International Auto Show. All that coming up next on Test Miles here on FM News 101 KXL, keeping you connected. I'm Nick Miles. Sunday morning, downtown Portland. I'm Nick Miles. It's America's Car Radio Show. We'd like to thank you for being part of the Car Nation. For more fun facts about cars and to see Project Tyrant, just go to the Test Miles Facebook page at Test Miles ENT.
Here's our final fun fact. 1 out of 4 vehicles produced in the world is from China.
But not Project Tyrant. That's from right here in downtown Portland. Peter Clover with us from Mobile West, talking about his changes to the vehicle and how the Mobile West team enhanced it. We talked about the audio and what they've done as far as installing a Kenwood system, Apple CarPlay, subwoofer, speakers, the sound, and the abilities to not have a key anymore, just have one in your pocket. Auto start the vehicle. The interior was a big part for you as well. Peter, your team not only makes your car sound great, but it makes the interior look great as well. What did you choose to do with Project Tyrant?
Well, Project Tyrant, from the minute that you guys announced the name, I just had a vision in my head that we're definitely going to go with a reptilian look. Now, you can very easily do something with dragon scales and go way over the top and have it be just not classy at all. And since we're not those guys, and
are we classy? I'm not sure we're classy.
Well, no, it's not about...
We try to be sometimes.
Right. We're Oregonians. We're not from Southern California. It's not flash over substance. It's substance over...
We like our microbrews over champagne.
Exactly. Anyway, so I designed a custom hand-stitch quilting pattern. So we redid the seats and the door panels, and then also a number of the other elements of the standard interior of the car to enhance the name of the project, right? So the seat inserts are lovely green hand-stitched dragon scales, quilted. They've got a great touch and a great feel, and they pop color-wise, but it's subtle. The texture is just lovely. Redid that into the door panel inserts as well. And then brought that same green element through the dash bezel, some of the other detail trim work, and some of the interior panels as well. So that with redoing the rest of the seats, it just feels like a brand new car that is the way it is now.
Our friend
Joel
Krebs, who's the sales manager here, went over to see the vehicle, just called me immediately and said it looks really good. So he's excited. I'm resisting seeing it, the finished product, until it's actually done. There will be a couple opportunities for you to see it before the show. One of those opportunities will be in the Portland Auto Special. We have a half-hour show airing on Coin at 7 p.m. on the Tuesday before, which is, I believe, the 26th. That airs that evening. And on the 23rd, our view of what we saw at the LA Auto Show will also air. So that'll be a chance to see how Project Tyrant was put together on the 26th. And the actual car will only be available for viewing for now on the floor of the Portland International Auto Show at the Mobile West Autocraft booth. Peter will be on hand to show you around the vehicle and show you different versions of it. Did this nearly kill you putting this car together this year, Peter?
No. These are normal things that we do daily. I mean, the funny way to phrase that would be Mobile West, we like to make your car your favorite place, period. Now, that means different things to different peoples, right? When people say, hey, I want to do an audio upgrade to the car, you go, well, that can mean $500 project or a $50,000 project, and we are...
Do you really get people coming in and spending $50,000 on doing car stuff?
You know what? Not every day, not every month, but you'd be surprised how often that actually occurs.
I've seen some cars on your lot that people have brought in to have projects done on them that have been pretty jaw-dropping. Like, they love their cars so much, they're spending more on their cars than I spend on my vet bills.
Well, it depends on what you love, right? And everybody has a different metric that way. And Mobile West, I mean, I've been there since 1992, right? I still don't have seniority in the shop that I own.
Right.
Right? We have always made a point to be, make things wonderful for every person. I mean, from absolute budget basics to the finest equipment in the world, period. I mean, one of our vendors this year at CES, just last week, Mobile West was for Hertz and Audison, Crazy Italians, Dealer of the Year, single store.
Wow, that's a pretty nice title.
Yeah, again. That's the way to phrase that. Again.
Right.
Yeah.
So not the first time.
This is not the first time we've gotten this.
We know you do quality work. That's why you're a member of the team and definitely the Project Tyrant this year. And hopefully this shows off some of the work you do, and it shows off some of the things that you can dream up for your car. Of course, before anything else on this show, it's all about automobiles, and we're all autophiles, and we just want to do more fun and exciting stuff with cars, and you've helped us get there with this.
Well, it's the whole point because, I am a car guy, a music guy, and a technology guy, period.
Marry the three together.
Then all of a sudden I do what I love every day.
Right.
And all of our customers get to reap the benefits because we care.
And we know that you can do some stuff to your car that we've done to our vehicles for $100, $150, $100 starting price, and whatever you want, you can go back. I see guys coming in your shop every time I'm there getting backup cameras fitting in their car, and their jaws drop about how little it costs them to put something in there, maybe as a $1,000 option on their new car, and now it's like maybe 20% of that if they go and put it in with you.
And that's the striking thing. So, if you come and talk to me in person and you are looking at a new vehicle, I'm going to say, well, go buy the base model and let's go show you all of the piece of tech, comfort, convenience that we can do for you. And you'll have a car that's nicer than the top of line model for less money.
I'm watching Facebook now. I'm looking at Facebook as we speak. There are pictures that we shared Peter's post, some ideas of what you might be looking forward to see at this year's auto show. Is there still work left to do for the Mobile West team on Project Tyrant?
There's a little bit, but we're very, very close. It'll be wrapped up early part of the week, and then we'll have the guys from
Hard Notched Customs.
They're going to come out and go take care of some custom fabricated bumpers and details for us.
The countdown.
And then
the countdown.
Friday is the day that we wrap it.
The countdown is here. It's counting down to the Portland International Auto Show. That starts Wednesday. Mobile West will have a booth. Those 3 cars will be on the booth. One of them, Project Tyrant, with its latest and greatest interior and the audio system. The other 2 showing off different things that Mobile West do. The car will not be seen anywhere but the auto show and the half-hour special, of course, on Coin. We look forward to seeing you at the show. I'll be down there reporting live for Coin over the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and look forward to those reports. But the show is counting down. Tickets $10 at portlandautoshow.com. We'll look forward to seeing you there. We'll look forward to hopefully showing you Project Tyrant. Ready to go?
Absolutely.
The show is ready to go too. We'll see you next week. This is Test Miles. It's FM News 101 KXL. I'm Nick Miles.
Throw it in neutral and coast in with testmiles.com.